We also stopped by a little thrift shop that we like, and I found this tray. Breakfast casserole for the week, meal prepping it. It is almost 5:30 on Monday, and I have been working nonstop since 7 a.m. You have a lot of different phases that you go through, and right now I'm going through a phase where at a thrift store actually, but I'm just moving forward, doing the best I can to get this thing taken care of. Hello, welcome to another vlog. It is Tuesday afternoon. I am getting ready to head to a dentist appointment. I have a teeth cleaning today, so I'm about to do that. I've been working all morning on the, I can't think right now. What are the words? I have been working on the revision for that manuscript, which I've spoken about recently. The iconic manuscript with the really harsh review. So I've been working on that. I've made it through all the introduction and the methods. Now I am at the results section, which is really the primary section that needs the most work. There were some comments regarding how I present my multi-level modeling results, which is the same as linear mixed modeling. They're just different names. So if you don't know what that is, it's just a statistical analysis method that allows you to take into account random effects that could come from things like participants having varying levels of skill when it comes to map learning generally, or some maps that I show being more salient or memorable than others. So therefore, we utilize linear mixed modeling or multi-level modeling in our analyses quite often. And so there are some mixed opinions on how you should present those results. And the phase that I was at when I first submitted this manuscript is a little different than the phase that I'm at now. And so I'm understanding of the fact that I do need to go through and provide some more detail with how I present the results. So that's where I'm at now, getting ready to head over for my dentist appointment. I'm missing a lab meeting today because of this, but you know how it is, you have to book these appointments like 6 to 9 months out, so you have no idea what you're gonna be doing the day of. I will check back in with you all in a bit. I'm dressed really warm today because it's in the 40s outside. We just got back from running some errands, and I picked up some fun Christmassy things from Marshall's, so I thought I would share those with you. The first one being these kitchen towels. They're from Ralph Lauren, $7.99, and I love the plaid. So I thought these were really nice, and they're very thick, which is what I always look for in a kitchen towel, 100% cotton. So I'm gonna do my best to try and keep these nice because they always end up getting stained. And then we found these coasters, which are the Grinch, obviously, and each one is different. So there's like white, black, green, and red, and all different expressions. But what I loved about these is that it's like the original Grinch face. It isn't the newer one. And so I just thought they were really nostalgic, and the Grinch is my favorite Christmas movie. And then we found this Nutcracker, which was a pretty good deal, $12.99. We don't have anything that has where you can change the date for Christmas, so we liked that aspect of it. I like his little feather, and I just thought that it was a cute one. Maybe to have like by the entryway, or maybe by the coffee pot. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to play around with it. I also grabbed this for organizing one of our kitchen drawers that just always seems to be such a mess. So I'm hoping I can pop this in there, and maybe we can get like our spurtles and wooden spoons a little bit more organized. We'll see how that works out. We also stopped by a little thrift shop that we like, and I found this tray, which I thought was really pretty. I feel like it goes well with kind of the colors throughout the home. It is hand painted, and I don't know like what, this is the only sticker, like sort of identifier on it. Let's see if I can get it to focus. That's the only identifier, so not really sure, but yeah, I think it's really pretty, and I think it'll also be good year round. I feel like I could go for the holidays, but then carry on. So I really liked that. I'm going to head down with all of our fall decorations, put those away into a bin, and then see what we have as far as Christmas, because it is officially November, which means it's officially time. We are making our breakfast casserole for the week, meal prepping it. It's really, really easy. It's just frozen hash browns, some shredded cheese. We just did pepper jack, and then a dozen eggs. We had 11, so that's what we're throwing in. Breakfast sausage that I cooked up here. You just bake it for how long? Would you say like an hour?
Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour, I forget.
45 minutes to an hour at 350. And it's really good. And then what you can do is, it makes like a, I don't know how many pieces.
Quite a few.
Quite a few pieces.
Depending on how big you cut them.
Right. Definitely enough to get you through the week. And so you can freeze them and then just pull one out every night to thaw for the morning. And that way it stays fresh. Hello. I know I look an absolute mess right now, and that's because I am. It is almost 5:30 on Monday, and I have been working nonstop since 7 a.m. Oh my gosh, I am still working on the manuscript revision, and I was in R all day today, running analyses, developing figures, the whole thing. And as always, I had some technical difficulties here and there with various things, whether it was loading certain packages or trying to edit certain aspects of graphs. But I did end up making progress. I think I am probably about 80 or so percent through the analyses for experiment 1. And I'm hopeful that I can find time tomorrow to move on and work on experiment 2. The problem is that this is the only day this week that I don't have any meetings, and I find it really difficult to focus and kind of get into a state of flow, particularly on things like writing or data analysis that for me requires all of my cognitive effort and space. And so I'm just not convinced. I have a lab meeting I have to attend because I'm doing a practice presentation of my poster for psychonomics tomorrow. And then also I'm gonna end up giving practice presentations of this poster 3 times because I'm in 2 labs, so that's once each lab. And then additionally in one of the labs, we're doing a joint meeting with another lab, I think next week. And so I said I would do it there too. So that's a little bit excessive just because this is like my 21st or 22nd poster presentation throughout my research career, which I'm not saying in a braggadocious way at all. I'm just saying in like I kind of wish that I didn't have to give so much time to it, because this manuscript revision I feel like deserves a little bit more of my time. And then I also have had to kind of halt dissertation development stuff, programming my experiments for my dissertation, because I've been trying to get this out before the deadline. So anyway, I probably sound like I'm complaining a lot, and maybe I am a little bit, but I think I'm just really exhausted and overstimulated and overwhelmed. And obviously I have stuff with family in the back of my mind, and I haven't been able to make any phone calls today to talk to anyone for that. So yeah, that's what's going on. But we'll see if I am brave enough to even use this clip, because I can see myself in the viewfinder and it's disastrous. But at the end of the day, this is probably what most of us look like, isn't it? So I'm about to make chili. Like I said, it's almost 5:30. Sam's on his way home. This is probably gonna take a little over an hour, so I'm trying to get it on as soon as possible. If it's good, I will share the recipe in the description down below. I've never done it before, never done this recipe, so we will see, but it's called Mom's Chili. I didn't have a mom who made chili for me growing up, but if I did, I assume it would be something like this. I am getting ready to head out. I have some meetings and stuff to take care of in person today. So I'm just popping these hot rollers out of my hair. I've been doing hot rollers instead of like a curling iron lately, and it's taken me back. I can remember my mom would actually hot roll my hair and her hair when I was young, and it reminds me of that. But these are the type that you don't have to boil on the stove like we did back in the day. When you first take them out, they're pretty curly, but they quickly relax and it's more of like a lived-in curl, which is nice. I have been so busy lately working on the manuscript revision that I've probably mentioned too many times at this point. So that's just really taken up a lot of my time, and I haven't been as active on YouTube or social media as I would like to be. And I'm happy to be here now. I feel like, you know, any job, but for me and my experience in a PhD program, I've noticed that you have a lot of different phases that you go through, and right now I'm going through a phase where I'm working like 10 hours a day, and I just don't really have much of an identity outside of that right now. So it's kind of one of those things where I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say, because the only thing that I'm thinking about is either work or worrying about my dad. So that's kind of what's going on with me right now. One moment. When you have to reach under furniture, it's like the scariest thing. All right. I ended up putting my hair in a pony because I think it might be a little bit breezy out today, and I'm giving a presentation and I just don't want it in my face. I just remembered that I had my tea steeping in here that whole time, so I'm making myself a little bit of foam to pour over top of that. I'm gonna sip my tea, put the dishes that are in the sink currently into the dishwasher, and then I still need to pack up my bag so that I can head out. I think I'm gonna take the bus in today and I don't wanna miss it. I'm trying to hold the camera for that clip and I'm really shaky today. Sorry. The tea's not hot anymore, it's warm, but I'm happy. Packing up my bag quickly. These are my current favorite protein bars. It's the Aloha. This flavor is limited edition. It's chocolate caramel pecan. It's definitely the best one, I think. It's my favorite flavor, so I'm sad it's limited edition. The ingredients in these are pretty good considering it's a protein bar. So highly recommend giving these a try if you are in the market for a little something to have in your bag in case you get hungry, things like that. I tend to carry a powder from Sephora with me. So this is just the Sephora Perfection Compact Matte Perfection Powder Foundation. They changed it. So I had just started using this, probably had used it for like a month or two. Realized that I should probably get a lighter shade for fall and winter because I'm quite pale and have not had the heart to self-tan in a long time. And I went back and they had changed the formula. She said like, oh yeah, you know, they've improved the formula or whatever. I find the new one to be a little bit too powdery for my liking. I don't know if I'm gonna be focused at all on this, but I find the new one to be a little bit too powdery for me, but I still think that the finish is very nice. It's just that it can be a bit messy when you're using it. So, you know, depending on preference, but I still think it's a great foundation. It does not irritate my skin at all, which is a hard thing to achieve because I have extremely sensitive skin. So with all of that said, I think it's a good one. I always carry a cough drop with me just in case an allergy comes on. Cola Dual Action are the best cough drops on the market. So that is that. I have my water bottle. I'm gonna grab My laptop case, or actually in this bag, I think I just throw it in. Because there's like a compartment for it. I got this tote at a thrift store actually. It's like more of a kind of a sort of vintage shop. It's been really great. It is, oh, I know there's the brand is on here somewhere. Kenneth Cole. And it is genuine leather. It has some imperfections, but it just shows it's been left. I've been freezing in this house all day long. But I think it's actually in the low 60s out. It's kind of like a little burst of warmth again for us. I'll just throw on my Ralph Lauren blazer that I've shown before that I got off of ThredUp. Maybe I'll do an outfit of the day in a minute. I changed it only slightly. I put on a pair of blue denim. It's the same jeans that I had on a minute ago, the same style as the black ones. Oops. They're just like a relaxed fit from Gap. Black top, and then I'm just gonna throw on this blazer like I mentioned before. I'll show you in the mirror. I feel like my camera's really struggling to focus today, so I'm sorry about that. These are the jeans, nice relaxed fit. These shoes are some oldies but goodies that I haven't pulled out in a while. I just have them on with a black sock, but they're Espadrilles. I got these years ago when I was in Julian, California. I will see if I can link something similar down below. I have been working in the dining room today. I've actually been working in the dining room for most of the week this week, which has been a nice change up from the couch. I feel like I go through phases because I work from home so much, where I try to change up my environment. I'm a big believer in changing up your environment when you need some new inspiration, new motivation. So I've been working at the dining table this week. I've been in meetings back to back all day today. I just finished having lunch. It's about 2 p.m. Sipping on my Earl Grey. And now finally I can get started on what I'm working on. The past week or two, I've been in the process of transitioning my team of 7 RAs onto new tasks for the semester because we wrapped up data collection so quickly this semester, which was great. We were able to collect a lot of data very efficiently, but now I have a lot of RAs to manage. So I've been getting them onto new tasks, whether it is preparing data for analysis, coding, or looking at subjective data, conducting literature reviews, which some of you recommended over on Instagram that you have your RAs do literature reviews for you. I've never had the greatest experience with it in the past, but I have a couple of systems in place now that I've developed over the years throughout my PhD. So I'm able to share like literature review matrices with them, templates, so that they can kind of, you know, have a bit of a more guided approach. I have like some resources I put together over the years for efficiently finding good sources throughout the literature, good articles and stuff, and how to go about conducting efficient literature searches on library websites, Google Scholar, etc. So I've been able to at least share those resources, so I'm hopeful that it will go well. Is that a spider? No, I think it's just part of the wood grain. Anyway, I am now going to finally work on my own stuff today. I had a meeting with one of my advisors earlier this morning, kind of updated her on my progress with my revision. I'd like to get this manuscript revision wrapped up in the next couple of weeks so that I can share it with both of my advisors because they're both co-authors on it. I will say that I've kind of been operating pretty independently when it comes to this revision. So I've had like little check-ins here and there just saying, you know, hey, I'm making progress, I'm working on this portion, or I'm working on analyses. But I will say that the phase of the PhD that I am in currently as a 5th year, I feel like, you know, I'm able to kind of move forward independently and then just check in to get thoughts, you know, if there's anything I'm doing that they totally disagree with or they think I'm gonna get a lot of pushback on. Then of course I'm open to hearing that, but I'm just moving forward, doing the best I can to get this thing taken care of and to do it in a way that's really efficient. I feel like the theme of this clip is efficient, by the way. But trying to put together something in an efficient way that I'm also confident in. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna see about trying to find some good resources on writing up the results of my linear mixed models. I had found some great resources for writing up generalized linear mixed model results, but looking for some new ones. I have taken a course in linear mixed modeling, but the type of data that I am working with, it's not completely applicable, or at least I'm having trouble finding the tie between what I learned in the course and writing up results for this data in a way that appeals to the audience of my advisors and then also the reviewers, what they're requesting, the area of the field that I'm working in, and then just, any readers at large that will hopefully read this manuscript one day if we ever get it published. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find some good resources. Hopefully R will cooperate. I think I'm going to end this vlog here. I hope I have something to throw together. I feel like I've taken clips here and there over the past at least a week, if not longer. I'm realizing that Psychonomics is already next week. I'm traveling next week for the conference. It'll be our first time back in San Francisco. Sam is coming with me, and so that'll be really, really sweet. We're just excited to be back in the city that we lived in last before moving to Boston. So we're looking forward to it, but I've been working so many hours and I feel like I need to kind of reel it in, maybe get some naps in this weekend so that I make sure that my mind and my body and my spirit are all feeling good enough to go through all of that travel. So I'm gonna end this vlog here. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful week. I hope that things aren't too crazy for you as we prepare to enter into the holiday season. I will see you in my next one. Bye.